Y'all already know what time it is. This is Shawn B Speaks Truth. I can't lie to y'all. I'm in the booth speaking truth like the pastor is on the other side of the wall. And today, I got somebody very special in the building. My homegirl P. She goes on Instagram and social media as My Detroit Lawyer. How you doing today, P?
What up, though, Detroit? I'm doing good. And we out here, 313 all day.
We out here for sure. We got the, we got a lot of Detroit product placement in the building right now. We got the Fago Cola Pop. P over here with the Ohana Lemonade.
That's right.
We got the Better Made Hot Chips, Better Made Barbecue. You know how we doing it. We Detroit in the building, through and through.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Now, P, the reason that I asked you to come in today is because you are, in my opinion, like one of the most famous lawyers. No, in the city of Detroit for sure. Like your name holds a lot of weight in the city. A lot of people know you. They know what you do. They interact with you on social media.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of kids out there that want to become lawyers one day, or they might be interested in law.
Right.
So where I grew up, shout out Puritan Avenue, 1800 block, Cherry Line Street.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people, growing up where I grew up, a lot of people we didn't see or we didn't have the opportunity to be exposed to people who were dominating law and things like that. So I thought it was extremely important to have you come on and just share a little bit about what you do and how you became who you are. Hopefully so somebody can hear that and maybe feel as if, that increases their chances of achieving and accomplishing their dreams someday.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure.
Definitely. So, for anybody who doesn't know, I am My Detroit Lawyer. I'm out here doing criminal defense. I do a little bit of other stuff too, but I try to just focus on the criminal defense. That's really where I shine. So, but yeah, I definitely understand what's going on in Detroit. The school system out here isn't as top notch, so I understand there's a lot of deficits out there, and that's not really pushing the progress forward as it should be for a lot of the youth. So I'm definitely about, I guess I take a little bit of a different angle on being a lawyer.
How so?
I'm not your typical lawyer in the sense that I'm out here living my life. Like, I'm young, I like entertainment just like anybody else does. So, I go to work, do the job, and once the job is done, I got to go turn up. It's time to party. It's time
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? You got to work hard, play hard. I got to come out here and spend my money.
Hey, P, that's another reason why I said out of any lawyer that I want to bring on, it had to be you, and that was one of the main reasons. Because you do not hesitate to show who you are on social media, and it's nothing to see you go into court with your client, and then, y'all handle business, have a great day in court, and then later on you will show on your social media that you and your client might go out and celebrate.
Absolutely.
And I thought that was real. And the reason why I thought that was important to just speak about is because a lot of people, when they think about being a lawyer or they think about pursuing law, they get the idea that you got to be bougie or you got to be stuck up or you got to be, what you call it, snooty or stuffy.
Yeah, stuffy.
Yeah, stuffy.
You know what I'm saying? These lawyers be looking stuffy in the courtroom, man. And they act like that out of the courtroom too, and I'm not about that. Like, I don't know how I didn't work so hard to get where I'm at, to walk around with the persona that's not who I really am.
Right.
Just because that's what my profession is. That's not what I'm about. I worked my ass off to get where I'm at so I can be who I want to be and who I am. And this is who I am. I'm that lawyer that's tatted up, turning up, having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to say, man, we gonna get the visuals out for y'all too, but if y'all can see P, if y'all don't know P, if y'all ain't never seen her, man, this she got piercings, tats.
That's right.
If, with all due respect, if I just saw you, I wouldn't think that you were a lawyer.
Most people don't.
I would think that you were like an artist, a musician, something like that, like a free spirit type of profession.
Right.
But, I'm sure you throw a lot of people off when they find out that you're a lawyer.
Oh, absolutely.
When they see you tatted up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's funny, actually. I was in court one time down at 36, and I had a client who, the judge he was a real cool judge, you know what I'm saying? He was just kind of messing with her because we were trying to get her out. She had been locked up for a month. We were trying to get her a bond hearing, and her previous attorney hadn't been successful in it. So she was like not very thrilled about, or she wasn't very hopeful that I was going to be able to do anything for her. So we walk into the courtroom, whatever, and she was tatted up. She was like for real tatted up. Okay. So she talking to the judge, whatever, and explaining that she's not going to capious. She's going to come back for her next court hearing and stuff like that, and he should let her out on bond. Well, basically, I'm explaining that. She's standing there. And then he starts asking her a couple of questions. And then he starts asking her about her tattoos, and he's like, well, something, I can't even remember what her job was. She was doing something like, I think dental related or something like that. I'm not sure. And he was like, I can't really tell. He was like, you don't really look like it. He was like, because you got so many tats, blah, blah, blah. But he was just messing with her. He was actually pretty cool.
Right.
Man, I got to rolling up my sleeves. I said, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I said, but I'm tatted up too, and I'm her lawyer. I said, so we really can't judge anything. Long story short, we got her bond, so she was good.
Straight up, okay.
Yeah, she was good. So she's out here chilling.
Yeah, and I think that's critical, man, because it's a lot of people, like I said, they have aspirations to become a lawyer, or they want to pursue a certain profession, but they might feel like they don't look the part, or they might feel like the way they grew up or the things that they like, such as tattoos or piercings, might prohibit them from being able to pursue those dreams. And I think it's critical for you to, share your story and share yourself as you've been doing.
Absolutely.
Because that allows people to have an example of something to look to let them know that they too, can do their thing out here.
Like the world is changing. Like as young people out here, we're not doing the same thing that our parents were doing and our grandparents were doing and stuff like that. Yeah, they laid the foundation. You know what I'm saying? So they believed in a different level of professionalism as far as aesthetic value goes, appearances go. But young people, we're changing that every day. You know what I'm saying? Like people out here with different hair colors and this and that, different styles, different nails, like everything. You know what I mean? Like we're about fashion. That's what we like. That's
so
definitely what I like.
What about like, let's say like whoever raised you, like your parents?
Oh yeah.
Do they have that same side to them as well? Like, is your mom tatted up, piercings?
Oh, no.
Or she's more like conservative?
No, both of my parents. Okay, so my parents were born and raised in India. I'm actually first generation American. I'm actually the very first American in my entire family.
Damn,
yeah,
Pete.
Born in Detroit. Yeah. So shout out to my parents on that.
First generation American.
Yeah.
And you started off in the D.
That's right.
That's steep.
That's right.
That's steep.
But my parents are super traditional. You know what I'm saying? They're very like, I was raised in a very traditional household. Like, like go to school, work hard. But I saw my dad grinding every day. I saw my mom grinding every day. So I knew what the grind was. I knew what time it was. I knew how to get down to business and get it done. But as far as the way they look, nah, you probably wouldn't even think my parents were my parents if we were walking around.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't look nothing like me at all.
How your parents don't look nothing like you?
I mean, as far as like, neither one of them have any tattoos, no piercings. Right. Actually, even just looks wise, I feel like, was I adopted? I'm not really sure. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
No, I wasn't.
Man.
But no, I came from, like I said, just very traditional, but always respected the hustle and respected the grind, because that's what you got to do. If you got to, I mean, everybody knows they got to get up and do something every day, right?
Right.
You can't just be out here being unproductive, but
I mean, you can, but
you ain't
probably
gonna
be
live a good life.
Yeah, you might be broke,
Shit.
more than likely.
Yeah,
not gonna have no money, no opportunities.
Period. And I'm trying to stack my money and travel, see the world. I want to live good. I worked hard. That's what you do, though. You got to work hard no matter where your circumstances. No matter where you're from. So
most def. Now, Pete, what do you think it is about you that allows you to be able to relate and be able to interact with Detroiters so well?
Because I am a Detroiter. Quite frankly, you know what I'm saying? This is my city. I feel strongly for this city. I'm always going to be here. I'm making my mark, and I'm going to be here to stay. I don't ever see myself moving away from the city.
Yeah.
I love Detroit, everything about it.
So you want to travel, but when you get done traveling,
I'm coming back
and
home.
Unpack your bags.
Oh, absolutely. I'm coming back home. This is home. I'm not leaving. So, Detroit, y'all got a lawyer forever. Until the day I die, I'm about to be the Detroit lawyer. Ain't nobody taking that title from me.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That is amazing. So,
Thanks.
P, let me ask you something else. Like,
yeah,
what is like as far as inspiration, your source of inspiration more specifically, what is it that helped you to, get through undergrad, get through law school, keep pushing, keep studying at the times where you might not have wanted to study?
Oh, man.
Like, what pushed you to just really go out here and get your dream? What was your inspiration?
I got to say it's probably my parents, just seeing how they struggled, seeing how, how they came up. You know what I'm saying? Because they were, I don't know how much you know about India, but it's definitely like a third world country. It's hard as hell. Like, life out there is very different than life over here. Our grind over here don't even compare to what they doing over there. So for my parents to have made it up out of there and then came here and made a life here, that was a huge, impactful thing for me to know. But then on top of that, I had hella struggles going through, especially going through law school. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it okay for me to talk about my arrests and stuff like that?
No, I mean, if it's okay for you. You the lawyer, P, you tell me.
I mean, yeah, so
Statute of limitations, I don't know how that works.
Look, I ain't worried about it. Yeah, I got arrested a couple times in law school.
Damn,
so
you got arrested a couple times in law school.
In law school.
Did you represent yourself?
No, I was in law school. I wasn't a lawyer yet. I was still in law school. So that definitely had a negative impact on my ability to excel as quickly as I wanted to. Definitely held me back a little bit. So times like that, I was definitely like, there was moments there. So what happened basically was in my very last semester of law school, that was the second time I got arrested in law school, and character and fitness, they didn't want to pass me. So character and fitness, you got to pass this character and fitness interview before you take the bar exam.
Hold on. Aside from just taking the bar and knowing your shit, you have to go on an interview, and someone has to determine if, in fact, your character is worthy of becoming a lawyer?
Yeah, and I had to do this several times because they said that because I had a criminal history that I wasn't fit to practice law.
What other than that made them come up to the decision? Like, it was nothing, like, what were they asking you within that interview? Can you disclose that?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they just like, was it stupid questions? Like, if you're hungry, would you steal a loaf of bread? Was it stuff like that?
No. It was definitely more like pointed questions. So like my first arrest was for possession of marijuana and open intox in my vehicle. Okay. So my second arrest was a DUI. So they were concerned that there was a substance abuse problem there, and I was like, there's definitely not. Like, there's not.
Right.
But so, yeah, all the questions were kind of pointed towards that. So basically what happened was I did a year of probation under the state of Michigan, and then I had to do 2 years of probation under the state bar of Michigan because they wouldn't allow me to pass character and fitness. So the first time I took the bar exam, I failed it by 2 points. So this is while I was on probation. They let you take it one time without passing character and fitness. Then you have to pass character and fitness before they'll let you sit for the bar exam again.
Right.
So the first time I took it, missed it by 2. But I appealed because everyone was like, you so close. Like, you 2 points off. Just appeal that. Because usually people appeal like, they 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points off. So they're like, 2 points, you got to appeal it. So I spent $6,500. I hired an attorney, went through the appeals process, and they gave me 1 point back on appeal. I was like, dog, you killing me. 2. I needed 2. They gave me 1, and I spent all the money. And I was like, dog, this is crazy. So
damn. Yeah.
So I finished out my next 2 years on probation. But through that time, that was probably my most trying time. Mm-hmm. That last 2 years of probation, I was like, man, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. I don't even know if I'm cut out for this. Like, they putting me through the ringer. I ain't got no money. I'm broke. I'm out here struggling. You know what I'm saying? I can't do the thing I went to school for. They telling me I can't even pass this damn interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was stressed out. I was doing all sorts of odd jobs. I was a hostess. I was like a door person. I was, what the hell else did I do? I don't know. I did like some random tutoring job. I was doing like the most odd things. I was just trying to get some money. People
do not understand that on the path to your journey, like, man, yes, they see you today and you're a lawyer.
Right.
But people don't think about all of the stuff that you had to do before that to get to this point.
Period. Like, there was so much. So that during that time, I definitely wanted to quit. I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I want to give up. Like, I don't even care. I'll go do something else for the rest of my life.
But your parents...
And it was my parents.
Like in the back of your head.
Yeah, it was my parents. And you know what? I had a lot of good mentors. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? A lot of the OG attorneys out here in Detroit, like, they hold me down. Like, they were holding me down even back then. They were like, hell no.
That's what's up.
Like, don't let the system win. They were like, no, you done came this far. You spent all this time, all this money.
The OG attorneys telling you don't let the system
Period.
win.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they were like, man, you gotta do this. Like, you're gonna kill it when you win the game. So you gotta you're right there. Just hold on. Hold on.
Is that one of the reasons why you chose to become a mentor yourself?
Yeah, definitely. Because I know exactly what I was going through. And even though my parents were, the backbone of me wanting to move forward, they can't even understand the struggle I was going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, they never got arrested before. They'd never been on probation before. They not trying to become a lawyer. Neither one of them are lawyers. They don't know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that, definitely I had to start reaching out to a lot of the attorneys that I knew who were already lawyers and really reach out to them for help and just be like, dude, you got to motivate me. You got to push me to do this because I'm on the brink of giving up. Like, I'm not really cut out for this anymore. Like, this is just burning through my pockets and my energy. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't here for that. But they were like, no, you got to just do it.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. I can definitely share that same sentiment.
Right.
I went to Western Michigan University.
Okay.
I know you said that you went to high school in Kalamazoo.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know about Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
But anyway, so on the path of me going to college and trying to figure out my stuff, all I ever wanted to do was to try to help people within my profession.
Right.
So at first I wanted to do like teaching, speech pathology. I just knew I just wanted to help people some type of way.
Okay.
Now, as of right now today, my job is I work for a company that specializes in helping provide services for autistic children.
Okay.
So
nice.
that's cool, and I love doing it.
Yeah.
But prior to that, like you said, it was so much more stuff that happened before that.
The hurdles.
Man, you can ask anybody. MJ, my boy MJ, he's in the building right now. P, I got more W-2s. I bet I got more W-2s than you got shoes, girl. And I say that because I know you probably got a lot of pair of shoes.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I really don't.
For real?
Yeah. I'm not very...
you ain't a shoe person?
I'm not really a material person other than jewelry. Jewelry is something I like, but other than that, I don't really have, like, I don't have a lot of purses, a lot of shoes, I got a lot of court attire, but, you know.
Professional clothing?
Yeah, but other than that, no.
All right, well, I got more W-2s than, like, the average person. You feel like it's crazy. I was doing so much stuff from working in assisted living facilities, helping, like, the elderly and the disabled.
Okay.
So now I'm doing sales, working in the mall, to working at greenhouses, to working in fast food, to leaving there and working in other type of facilities to help people with disabilities.
You know what? I respect that so much. That's that
P.
grind mentality right
P.
there.
Car dealership, call centers.
Yes.
I can't even remember all the stuff that I did. But as right now today, where I am helping children with autism,
right,
that is what I always like essentially wanted to do. But people don't understand that you have to go through those trials and tribulations.
Absolutely.
You got to get put through the ringer because that's where your character develops.
Absolutely.
That's where you gain the necessary experience to go ahead and implement certain things that what you do. I'm sure it's a lot of things that you did prior to becoming a lawyer and that you drew from to help you do what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, one thing that my clients always tell me that they really like about me is the fact that, like, I'm open with them about my past and the fact that I've been arrested and been in trouble before and stuff like that. Because I tell them, like, when they come to my office and they sit in there, they'll be freaking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, P, I don't know what to do. I'm like, look, I've been in your seat before. Once we get to court, we walk in and they be sweating and stuff. Like, oh, man, it's the day. I'm like, I've been right there before. I know exactly what time it is. Like, I know how you feel. Just chill out. I got you. Like, we're going to be good. Just relax. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up.
So I find that it's a helpful tool, honestly. So at the time, yeah, would I have, if I could go back, would I make those same decisions? No, probably not, because those weren't smart decisions. But, you know, what happened, and I learned from it what I learned. So I ain't mad at it, though, you know?
That's dope. When it comes to, like, just being a lady in the world of law.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever experienced, like, anything, like, people trying to play you a certain type of way just because they think you're a female or...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
From clients and other attorneys. Hell yeah.
Straight. I wasn't even talking about clients. Like, what you mean clients? Like, they trying to get discounts or...
Hell yeah. Everybody try to get over on me. What? Are you kidding me? Man, I be hearing the stupidest stuff. Like, I'll buy you dinner if you do this case. The fuck you talking about? What am I going to do with a dinner? Bro, your case is worth like $5,000. What is a dinner? Where are you taking me to? And what makes you think I even want to eat with you? No, you better quit playing with me. You better go find you somebody else. I'm not the one. Like... No.
Is it a law or something like that against the law to date clients? Like, can you represent somebody and date them?
No.
Or that's not?
No, it's like super unethical. I don't know that. I'm pretty sure there's probably that's an ethics violation. But either way, I mean, these people be crazy. You better give me my money. I don't want no food or nothing. I'll buy my own food, dog.
Man, so anybody listening that might be interested in having P represent them at some point in time, y'all got to come with that check.
Period.
She don't want no steak dinner.
None of it.
She ain't trying to go to Benihana just so, you know, in exchange for representing the case. It's not happening. She need the check.
Period.
Need the dip on the chip.
Okay.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about like just in your personal life, just men or in general? Like whether it's somebody that's trying to like court you or whether it's just somebody that's helping you make a transaction at the grocery store. when men find out that you're a lawyer, do you feel like sometimes they become more intimidated, or do you feel like it's more like they respect what you're doing?
I think. Oh, that's a tough question.
My bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that. I don't really take too much time to figure out what people are thinking.
Because you're in your own bubble.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what's up.
I don't take too much time to think about it. So if someone's really trying to holler at me, I'm probably not even listening anyways. You know, I'm thinking about my next move and whatever else I'm about to do. I'm not even paying attention. So I really don't know the answer to that. I have no idea.
That's funny you say that. Like I said, I've been following you on social media for a minute, and you be low-key going in. You be going in. Like I feel the other day you was talking about somebody was next to you in court, or y'all was in a conference or something.
In the seminar.
In the seminar, yeah, and they just kept talking your ear off, talking about how they was irritated because they was there.
Yeah.
And you talking about you just zoned out, like when they listening to dog.
I literally, that's what I do that all the time, man. I do that all the time. I'm good for that. Like somebody just get to talking about something, I'm not even gonna sit here and argue with you. I'm not gonna tell you to shut up. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm gonna just zone all the way out. You know? So yeah, that's
So for any kid, P, like, or like, I mean, we're gonna stay not just kids, but just like anybody that's in a position where they want to accomplish their dream, or they might want to get into law. What advice would you give them?
Man, be ready to study hard. But even on them nights when your friends are turning up and you got to study and you gotta put that work in, just know that work is gonna pay off, because the changes that you make in people's lives are incredible. Like the happiness that my clients have, like when I am able to succeed for them, that's priceless right there. People literally be like, man, I wish I could like give you something more than this. Like even when they paying you, they just feel like they want to give you more. They're so grateful for the fact that somebody looked out for them and somebody like really gave a shit for real. Because a lot of other attorneys, they just in and out, you know what I'm saying? They coming in there and they real robotic with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a transaction to them like any other one. I try to really get to know my clients and all of that. So I feel like anyone who wants to become a lawyer, take the time to learn that. So even if you feel like it's a struggle, it's going to pay off. And as long as you take every case to heart and make sure that you get to know all your clients and stuff like that, man, that payoff is insane. That's an insane payoff. So
that's dope. It's remarkable to think about how many lives that you can positively impact through practicing law.
Yeah, absolutely.
Practicing law, with all of the systematic injustices that are put into place, with all of the things that can happen inside of a courtroom, people not being represented properly.
Absolutely.
It's important to have somebody like you out here in the ecosystem, P.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that. What up, though? What I really want to do is I want to do some sort of like reformative change on our justice system. So I'm looking for ways to do that. So shout out to anyone listening to this who has information about that. Reach out to me on social media. One
more time.
Anyone that has any information on like restorative, rehabilitative justice, I want to do something like that, because I find that that's crazy. Especially when you look into the situation. The dad's been in jail the past 15 years. The mom's been in jail the past 5 years. You know? So that's one thing I also find is really important too. I always ask my clients to tell me their story when they come to my office. I got to know everybody's story. I got to know your story. Like, and people always like, well, not always, but sometimes people be like, what do you mean? What do you mean, what's my story? And they want to just get to the case. And they'll be like, okay, so on Friday, I was out with my boys and we was on the block. And I'm like, no. I want to hear your story, bro.
Right.
Like, tell me about your parents. Tell me about your siblings. Tell me, do you have any kids? Yeah. What do you do for a living? Like, I want to know everything that makes you you, so that I have an idea of, okay, this happened to you on, Friday. All right, but I get it, that this is where it all came from.
No, that's dope. And I like the way that you worded that. Like, you need to know the stories of the people that you're representing.
Absolutely.
Because that helps you put the pieces of the puzzle together to help them more effectively.
Absolutely. If I'm supposed to be your voice, you know what I'm saying? I got to know what I'm talking about. And if I don't know who you are, if I'm just looking at your case, if I'm just looking at last Friday you was on the block with your boys, that's not enough for me I can't sell that to anybody. Mm-hmm. I can't tell that story to someone. All I can do is just tell them you was on the block with your boys on Friday, got caught with a pistol in your pocket. Oh, damn. We got to have more to it. Exactly.
That's dope. And P, my story, because I've been asking you a lot of questions about you.
Yeah, what's your story? Let's hear that.
Just in a quick synopsis, my story is a young kid from Detroit who really didn't have a lot of positive influences to look up to.
Okay.
So it's a lot of things that I never thought that I would be able or capable of doing.
Right.
But once I started going to Cass Technical High School, shout out Cass Tech, and started going to college, specifically Western Michigan University, and seeing some things and being able to be exposed to some new resources, it changed my way of thinking.
See?
And that drove me to want to do what I'm doing right now, to allow an opportunity for other people to be inspired.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not exposed to something, you won't even know what your interests are. You won't know what your possibilities may be. And a lot of people I know, like such as myself, I had dreams and aspirations, but I really didn't think that they could be possible because I didn't know anybody who looked like me that
doing
was
that same thing,
doing the things that I wanted to do.
Period.
And P, it's a lot of people, I'm not going to say they look like you, but it's a lot of people that got tattoos. They like to have fun. They like to be themselves. They like to keep it real.
Right.
Who might have piercings and they still want to live a certain lifestyle and they still want to make money and do what they want to do. So that's why I'm glad that you came to chop it up with me today.
Yeah, no problem.
I really feel like it's somebody that's going to benefit from hearing your story. And that's why I call everything that I do, everything is centered around Shawn B Speaking Truth, because that's essential in today's life. If you're not able to expose your truth, if you're not able to communicate with somebody effectively and let them know what your truth is, then how can we go ahead and continue to grow as people?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I think that that's dope, that that's what you do with your clients.
Thank you. Yeah.
You learn what they are, you learn their truth, and then you able to help somebody that's facing upwards of 30-something years get off and only get 2 years probation.
Right. You know what I'm
feel
saying?
me? So,
hey, man, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, P.
Thank you.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I want to thank everybody who took the time to go ahead and tap in. This is Shawn B Speaks Truth, the podcast. I ain't got no time to lie to y'all. And my last time saying it, P, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. I know somebody going to be able to be inspired from your words.
Hey, man, anytime. I appreciate you inviting me out here. This was real.
For sure. All right, we about to get up out of here, man. So whether you listening in the morning while you brushing your teeth or whether you in the car, in traffic on your way to work, whatever it is, if you making dinner for your little badass kids, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this podcast. Y'all have a great one. We out of here.